Okay, what we're going to look at is a very quick refresher on the earlier part of section 7.4, which was solving a polynomial equation. So the steps that we want to follow is make sure the equation is set equal to 0. In this example, x plus 4 times the quantity x minus 5 equals 0. It's already done. In step 2, put it in factored form, which we already have as well. So now in step 3, we're going to set each factor equal to 0. And we can do that because of the zero product property we talked about last time. So in step 3 over here, I'm going to say x plus 4 is equal to 0 and x minus 5 is equal to 0. In step 4, I'm going to solve each little equation to find our solutions. So to get x plus 4 equal to 0, I'm going to minus 4 and get x equals negative 4. And then here I'm going to add 5 and get x equals to positive 5. So let's try a few more examples together. In this first one, we have x minus 6 times the quantity 2x plus 1 equals 0. So now what I need to do is set each factor equal to 0. So x minus 6 equals 0 and 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. I'm now going to solve each little tiny equation, and I'm going to add 6 to get x is equal to 6. I'm going to subtract 1 to get 2x is equal to negative 1, and divide both sides by 2 to get x is equal to negative 1/2. Now notice here I'm getting two answers. I'm getting two answers. My answers is positive 6 and negative 1/2. Both of them are my answers. In problem number 2, I have 3x times the quantity x plus 7 is equal to 0. It's already set equal to 0, and it's already factored. So now I'm going to set each factor equal to 0. 3x is equal to 0, and x plus 7 is equal to 0. I'm going to divide both sides by 3 to solve that first equation, and I'm going to subtract 7 on both sides to solve the second equation. Now I'm looking at x equals 0 and x equals negative 7. Both of these are my answer. I'm getting two answers. In example 3, we're combining what we've been looking at. Here we have 4x squared plus 10x is equal to 0. It's not in factored form, so I have to find the GCF between 4x squared and the positive 10x. I can rewrite it with the GCF of 2x, leaving me with 2x plus 5 in the parentheses, like we were doing earlier in this lesson. Remember, the GCF is the greatest common factor. Between 4 and 10 is 2, and between x squared and x is x. What's remaining inside is 2x plus 5. Now I'm going to set each factor equal to 0. So now I'm looking at 2x is equal to 0, and 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. Divide both sides by 2. Subtract the 5, and now I'm looking at x is equal to 0, and x is equal to negative 5 over 2. Both of these are going to be my answers, x equals 0 and x equals negative 5 over 2. In this last example, we're given a graph with the equation y equals x minus 1 times the quantity x plus 5. I'm going to set that equal to 0, and now it's in that factored form already, so I set each one equal to 0. And now I'm going to add 1 and subtract 5. So my two answers are going to be x equals 1 and x equals negative 5. So let's try some practice problems looking at all of 7.4.